Hey guys, so I'm a tad late to the party with getting a little video update for the latest Pokémon Sun Moon trailer, but I did have a few things to take care of in the morning. But I did want to share a few thoughts and go through the trailers, the English and Japanese trailer, a little bit. The Japanese trailer is actually pretty long though, so I think we won't watch that the whole way through. We can probably watch the English trailer all the way through, and mostly what I want to go over are the new Pokemon that were revealed and the new Alolan forms. About half of these were revealed in the Koro leaks from, I guess, just a day ago. But yeah, let's get started. I don't know if we'll go through this whole thing. We'll go through at least most of it. We start with evolutions. Possibly the biggest piece of news first. We have Type Null's evolution. Silvally, normal type, as we saw already with Type Null, but has an interesting ability, RKS system. Oh, I never said it. I never said it out loud for the first time, but alright. In case you didn't know, from the Koro leaks, Type Null's evolution is normal type, but it has this ability here, and it's very similar to Arceus's multi-type ability, which if you give it a certain kind of held item, I think they call it memory. In Japanese, at least, they call it memory. Silvally, baby Arceus, will be whatever type that item is. And just look at that. It is... I have so much to say about this thing, but let me get on to this. It also has an attack. I'll get back to RKS system in a minute here. Yeah, changes ability when hold certain items, and it also has the multi-attack which is pretty much just like Arceus's... Oh yeah, let's not get to Jangmo-O just yet. Which also the same as Arceus's Judgment attack. Alright, but let's go back here for a second. I think in Japanese, his ability was called AR system, and when I just read this in my head, I didn't think anything of it, but when you read RKS system out loud, it sounds an awful lot like Arceus. So, in case you didn't know already, in case you couldn't tell from the ability and the type and the attack, this thing is supposed to be, I guess, an attempt at recreating Arceus, perhaps? Actually, let's go to the description on the US website. Here we go. When Type Null gains a partner it can trust, it deliberately destroys the restraining device it wears. Once released from that heavy mask, the Pokemon's speed increases substantially. Freed from the restraining effects of the mask, Silvally's senses are heightened, and it reverts to its natural temperament. It has a wild nature, but it will obey a trainer that it trusts. And to protect that trainer from danger, it will put its own life on the line. Silvally is said to have been created to oppose a threat. What kind of threat? The Ultra Beasts, perhaps? I mean, the Ultra Beasts are the only thing listed as a threat here. Also, looking at that height, 7'7", I feel like Arceus is something like that, but maybe it's bigger than that, actually. I could be wrong. Anyway, by inserting exclusive items into the drive on Silvally's head, that, I guess, is this thing on his face next to his eye, its RKS system can be activated, causing Silvally's somatic cells to mutate and glow. The RKS system enables it to change its type, and its cells glow with different colors of light depending on its type. Silvally's ability, as we already heard, is called the RKS system ability, Arceus, which no previous Pokemon has ever had. By having Silvally hold items that correspond to each Pokemon type, it can change its own type. Multi-attack is a move that only Silvally can learn, and the move's type changes based on which type-related item Silvally is holding. So yes, very interesting indeed. We knew that Type Null was a Chimera, and everybody had suspicions that it was related to Arceus. If you look at it, has similar physical shape, sort of. This restraining thing had Arceus's, whatever you call it, belt around him. And yeah, and now we know that Silvally's ability and signature attack are same as Arceus. Alright, so let's skip ahead though, because we have quite a bit more information to go over in the trailer here. We're gonna look at Jangmo-O's evolution. And here begins the Pokemon that I have no idea how to pronounce. We have Hakamo-O, or Hakamo-O, and Kamo-O, the world's first dragon and fighting type Pokemon, which these things are really cool. I mean, dragon fighting, obviously 4 times weak to fairy, but you have an answer for ice types, I guess, and steel types, which dragon is not very effective against. Komo-O's unique move, let's not get ahead of ourselves here, Clanging Scales. Well, I don't know any information about it other than it seems to be dragon type, but we're gonna go back to the website and find out about it. Alright, well let's start, I guess, with Hakamo-O. When Jangmo-O evolves into Hakamo-O, or Hakamo-O, I'm still not sure yet, it breaks from its fellows and begins to live on its own to train itself. Wherever it can find Pokemon to battle against, it seems to appear. Hakamo-O dances before battle to show its strength, clanging its scales together to make them ring out. When this dance reaches its climax, Hakamo-O bellows a fierce war cry to challenge its opponent. Its scales make for fine armor, so Hakamo-O, I don't know how to pronounce it, doesn't worry about its self-defense and makes multitudes of strikes and overwhelms its opponents. But as a result, its scales often become damaged and get torn off. They grow back immediately, so this does not cause Hakamo-O, I'm just gonna pronounce it every way, undue concern. In fact, it views the number of lost scales as proof of how ferociously it has fought, and it brandishes its bared arms in a boast of victory. But if they grow back immediately, how can you show them off? I don't know. Still keeps the abilities bulletproof and soundproof, as does, I believe, Camo-O. Yep. Alright, 5'3", so it's as tall as me. Pretty much. Anyway, at the end of its harsh training, Hakamo-O evolves into this overwhelmingly powerful form. It returns to the land of its birth, where it watches over the Jangmo-O from a distance. There is a legend that says Kamo-O is covered in glittering scales in order to drive away a great darkness covering the world. The reason these Pokemon seek out battle is to gain the power needed to defeat this darkness. When it detects someone approaching, this Pokemon rings the scales on its tail to announce its presence. It has no desire to battle against weak Pokemon. Kamo-O's greatest move is the uppercut. It swings its arm up from below in a punch of great skill and force, sending its foe flying into the sky. By raising its arms aloft, it can generate a force powerful enough to change the face of the surrounding landscape. That is pretty powerful, I guess. Clanging Scales is a move that only Kamo-O can learn. It scrapes the scales covering its body against one another, attacking with great clamor. After using this move, Kamo's defense is lowered. Interesting. So it attacks with its scales. It's sort of like, sounds like Shell Smash, but doing damage. But is it a sound-based attack? It says it scrapes the scales against one another. Or does it actually, like, shoot out the scales? I guess we'll have to find out more information about that. So this is a defense-lowering attack, but I feel like Kamo-O, the whole Jangmo-O evolution line is going to be rather bulky, because the middle stage, Hakamo-O, talked about how the scales were impenetrable, or they were very tough, or something like that. Alright, let's move on. Bounsweet also has 2 evolutions who were revealed. Steenie, which is an interesting name, and Sarina, pure grass type, both of them. This is interesting. You can see that, well, I don't know if you can see because this is in the way here. Sarina has a new ability, looks like, called Queenly Majesty, and if you look at Sarina's name, I believe that the, if you look at, like, the Tsars, the royal families from Russia historically, the wife would be the queen, sort of, to the Tsar's king, would be called a Tsarina, but it would be Tsarina, I believe is what it was. So that is, I guess, a really, really blatant reference to that. Let's finish watching the video and then we'll read up on them. So here we have Steenie. I'm not sure what Steenie is supposed to what Steenie's name is supposed to mean. But then we have Tsarina, and you can see she has like a little crown and she's awfully majestic. Oh, Queenly Majesty. Oh, can't use Aqua Jet. I'm gonna guess that that means that it nullifies priority moves, maybe? But let me take a look. Let's see what they say. Well, first let's read about Steenie. The calyx on... What's a calyx? I guess this? The calyx on Steenie's head is harder than Bound Sweet's, so Steenie no longer worries about being stabbed by other Pokemon. Alright, Bound Sweet is the Pokemon with the very unfortunate existence because everybody wants to eat it. As Bound Sweet, this Pokemon may have preferred to run away from others, but now Steenie and other Pokemon can play together. Upon evolving, this Pokemon's fragrance becomes even more delectable, but it also gains a tomboy-like personality. That's pretty interesting when you consider that it's going to evolve into a queen. Living together with one is quite the ordeal, excuse me. As it moves around, it spins its calyx, striking nearby objects, but Steenie couldn't care less. Steenie unleashes combo moves using the calyx on its head and its hard legs. First, it smacks opponents with the calyx on its head, and when the opponent flinches, it lands a whacking great kick. That usually does the trick. I wonder if it's gonna learn any flinching moves. So yeah, we can see these three too, like, Steenie is kind of the awkward middle stage. I mean, it's not really that awkward, but it's kind of going through a phase, I guess. It's all tomboyish and wants to run around. And so now we have Tsarina, also, I guess they're all the fruit Pokemon, I didn't check. You can see the lovely crown and I guess she just looks royal, like all those other. I wonder, are these Pokemon gonna be 100% female? I'm sorry to distract here. I'm gonna go back to Steenie. It talks about having a tomboy-like personality, and a tomboy is a term given specifically for a girl who is either kind of like athletic or likes to go outside, or is not a stereotypically girly girl and likes to be into more guy things, like, oh, maybe a girl who likes to play Pokemon somewhat. But anyway, so it kind of makes it sound, and the fact that this Pokemon has Queenly Majesty, I'm gonna guess that this is gonna be a female-only Pokemon. But anyway, let's read Tsarina's description. Tsarina has the nature of high-class nobility. Any Pokemon or human that approaches it with evil in mind will be punished forthwith. It even turns its fearsome glare upon its own trainer if the two of them are not fully in sync, or if its trainer orders it to use a move that will be ineffective. So, in other words, if you're going to use Tsarina for competitive battling, you better know what you're doing. Only the strongest of Steenie are able to evolve, which makes me wonder how Steenie evolves. But anyway, when this happens, the Steenie evolves with the blessing of the other Steenie. It then uses its strength to protect the Bound Sweet, so kind of similar to Kamo-O there, protecting the Jangmo-O. Tsarina is a high-kicking virtuoso, which makes me surprised that this thing is not fighting type, but maybe it'll learn high jump kick. It has honed these skills beyond the level it achieved as a Steenie, and it attacks with graceful movements. At the same time, its fragrance mesmerizes its opponents, dealing them a secondary attack. Trop Kick, oh, speaking of kicks, is a move that only Tsarina can learn. It lowers an opponent's attack by showering it with blazing hot kicks in a style similar to that originating from tropical countries. Interesting, so I wonder if there's like a Hawaiian or Polynesian form of martial arts that Tsarina's attacks are based off of fighting style. It is said that this Pokemon loses its strength if touched on the crown-like protuberance on its head. Interesting, so don't touch Tsarina's crown. Some Tsarina have the ability, the Queenly Majesty ability, which no other Pokemon has previously had. The effects of Queenly Majesty are so intimidating that it prevents opponents from using priority moves, so just as we thought. Alright. In the interest of time... Oh, there's Trop Kick, also, which looks like a grass attack. Alright, now we have the evolution of Cutiefly, Ribombee, or Ribombee? I'm not sure. Again, I don't know how to pronounce half these names. Ribombee. I'm gonna call it Ribombee. Let's go into Ribombee's description. Here we go. The Bee-Fly Pokemon, Bug and Fairy, of course. Only 8 inches and 1.1 pounds. That's like about the size of a flabebe, just about. Rabombi collect flower nectar and pollen to make into balls known as pollen puffs. These serve as food, and what's more, they can cause effects like paralysis or dizziness. Interesting. Rabombi may use puffs to strike their opponents during battles. Some of the pollen puffs that Rabombi make also have relaxing effects or can relieve tiredness, so they're either good, they're either a snack, or deadly, or therapeutic. I guess it's a gamble. These are distributed around the Alola region as high-priced supplements. Kind of like with bees and honey, I guess. Rabombi hate getting rained on. They're covered with fluffy hairs that hold the pollen they've gathered, and the rain makes them wet and dirty. Alolan people know that if Rabombi are busily visiting the fields of flowers, you can be sure that fair weather will continue. Alright, so that's not much. We did get a little preview, a sneak peek at Rabombi in an earlier trailer, but anyway, let's get on to... Alolan Grimer was already revealed in the Korokoro leak, but now we also have Alolan Muck, which is kind of cool. We're going to take a look at them real quick. Poison and Dark type, which is not an original type at all, honestly, but it's competitively a very useful typing because effectively they only have one weakness, which is ground. So let's get a more close-up look at these designs. Alolan Grimer, I was kind of iffy about. I did hear someone say that the yellow slime had something to do with fluid buildup from car exhaust, I want to say, something like that. And it discolors into a yellowish color like that. But I was kind of iffy on the design. Alolan Muck, however, I think is awesome. And if you look at these little stones or whatever that got caught in it, that kind of explains why Alolan Grimer has those teeth. It's actually kind of these stone things. And Alolan Muck is pretty awesome. He looks like the goop from Super Mario Sunshine, which I can appreciate, because we're also in a tropical setting here. So let's go and read the description. I'm curious if there is an explanation for why Alolan Grimer and Muck are the way they are. So let's take a look. When the population of the Alola region increased, dealing with their garbage became a serious problem. As a solution, Grimer were imported from other regions. They fed primarily on garbage, so their body composition changed, as did their form. What appear to be teeth in this Pokemon's mouth are in fact residual toxins from the garbage it eats, which have hardened and crystallized. No method has been discovered to break down these crystals. Direct contact with them presents a danger. Are they sharp or poisonous? Alolan Grimer is always eating garbage, but its constant hunger will cause it to begin eating other manufactured objects if it runs out of garbage to feed on. There are more than 100 Alolan Grimer in Alola's garbage processing plants, and all of the garbage produced in the Alola region is taken for use as their food. So that's interesting. I wonder what specific kinds of garbage there is in Alola to cause this mutation of sorts. But anyway, let's read up on this Rainbow Muck here. Alright. Alolan Muck eats whatever is in reach without pausing, and if it feels the sharp pangs of hunger, it runs amok. Good one, Pokemon. Good one. It's thought that its voracious appetite stems from an inability to maintain its energy levels without a constant influx of toxins. Toxins have accumulated in Alolan Muck's body from its steady diet of various waste products and manufactured materials. This accumulation has brought about a chemical change, producing a new kind of toxin. Alolan Muck has the same poisonous crystals as Alolan Grimer, but they're not limited to its mouth. They extend from all over the surface of its body. Alolan Muck uses them to attack, just like other Pokemon use their fangs or claws. And these highly toxic crystals are easily knocked loose, making them extraordinarily dangerous. That's interesting. I wonder if it can learn something like Power Gem. The Grimer and Muck in the Alola region produce and store their toxins within their bodies, so unlike the Grimer and Muck in other regions, you won't detect any unpleasant aromas when you draw near one. So that's an interesting difference. I guess because Grimer and Muck were brought into Alola in order to eat the garbage, they just kind of take it all in rather than spreading it out. That's an interesting difference. And they eat a lot of manufactured waste, which I guess, I don't know how that's different from regular Grimer and Muck, unless those are like radioactive things, but I'm not sure. So we're gonna go now to new trainers. One of whom we had revealed in Korokoro, but this one here is new, Olivia, the Kahuna of Akala Island. It does not, I don't believe it says anything about what type she's well actually the Kahunas don't specialize in types, that we know of. Well, she's gonna use Nose Pass, so maybe she uses rock types. But she's the Kahuna, just like Hala is the Kahuna of Melee Island. But let's go back just a few seconds here. A few more seconds. And you notice that she is seen using an Ultra Ball when she sends out her Nose Pass, which I think this is the first time I can think of that we've seen trainers use any specific Pokeballs other than the standard generic Pokeball. And now we also have Ilima, who was hinted at, I want to say, in, I think 2 trailers ago. The overview trailer, you saw like a little, you didn't see anything except for the lower half where it had like the text box and it said Ilima. And this guy is kind of interesting. It was revealed in Korokoro that he's the first trial captain you meet, I guess, specializing in the normal type, and I guess this is the trial where you take on the Alolan Raticate or the Gumshoos. And I guess that's it. Yeah, that's it. So let's go over and see if we can find, I'm not sure where we go. I'm gonna see if we can find the, descriptions for these guys. So, alright, we have Olivia, the very, very confident looking, just look at that pose, she's all ready to take you on. Anyway, Olivia is the Kahuna of Akala Island, the second island you visit on your island challenge. Her skill is extraordinary, as can only be expected from someone chosen to serve as Kahuna at such a young age, yet she still insists that she is just a normal girl. Nah, she's a tough one, I can tell. Alright, let's go back to the trial captains now. Are you going back? Go back. There we go. Trial captains. And we see Ilya already. Let's see. An expert in normal type Pokemon. Captain Ilima is... an expert in normal type Pokemon. Captain Ilima graduated from the trainer school and is a hero to the students of that school. So I wonder if that means, well, I mean, of course Ash will be meeting him anyway, but I wonder if he'll be meeting him in the trainer school, because in the Sun Moon anime, Ash is, of course, going to school. But something interesting, Ilima, I'm presuming, is male, just from what I know of the way Pokemon usually designs their trainers, but he does kind of have that androgynous look that trainers like Bugsy have had in the past, so I'm sure there's going to be some speculate. We don't actually get a mention of gender in here, so I guess there's room for doubt. Alright, so one thing interesting is now we have officially revealed a 5th trial captain, which at first we thought, there's 4 islands and we got revealed 4 trial captains, so we're probably gonna get, one for each island. But now that we have a 5th one, it seems like we're gonna potentially get more than one on some or all of the islands, which, if that's the case, let's say you have 2 on each island, that would be like having 8 gym leaders total, because you'd have 8 trial captains. Now, if there's 1 Kahuna per island, which I think we have pretty much confirmed, even though we've only met 2 of them, 1 Kahuna per island, could that be like having an Elite 4? Now, I think the order you take these guys on, though, you finish 1 island and then you take on the Kahuna. But maybe not. Maybe you take them on at the end after you've done all the trials. I don't think we really have that confirmed. But it kind of, so we don't have the Gym Leader Elite 4 model here, but we kind of have, it looks like we're gonna have potentially 8 trial captains, which would be like gym leaders, and then 4 Kahunas, which would be like Elite 4 members. So maybe that would be the case. Or maybe there will be a Pokemon League, who knows. But that is about it for that trailer, so I don't want to really go into the whole Japanese trailer because it's basically all the same stuff, just presented in different order, and it's really long. We meet the trainers. Oh yeah, but one thing I wanted to point out, because the Japanese trailers always do these like evolution screens, and something I pointed out on Twitter is that I think so far we've seen 2 different backgrounds for the evolution screen. So you see here type null evolving, and there is a blue background in here. And I forget which Pokemon it is. I want to say it's a Alolan Grimer. When they show his evolution, it's either a Alolan Grimer, it's one of the Pokemon in this trailer. Yeah. This one, Alolan Grimer, has a green background. So I think so far we've seen blue and green backgrounds for evolution. I don't know if there's any significance to that at all. I know blue was shown for the starters, and I think green might have been shown... Green might have been shown for some other Alolan Pokemon. Maybe it's just a Alolan Pokemon, but I don't think that would make sense. So, maybe one's for sun and one's for moon, one's for daytime, one's for nighttime? I don't know, but have any of you guys noticed this? Do you have any theories for why that is? Do you think we'll have more color backgrounds? I think at one point they showed when the evolution is complete, the background turns like an orange color, but that's different because that's after the evolution has already happened. But yeah, so this video has been, I think, long enough at this point, so I'm gonna call it off here. Yeah, so Sun and Moon are like a month away now, and the demo is coming out, and I will be playing that at some point. I don't know when I'm gonna have the chance to get it uploaded, but that'll happen at some point before Sun and Moon actually come out. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it. Leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about all this new information revealed. Let me know what you think about, you know, baby Arceus here, and also what you think about these evolution backgrounds, if you think there's something to it, or not anything to it at all. Anyway, guys, also, if you'd like to follow me on social media, don't forget, you can like my page on Facebook or follow me on Twitter. As always, the links are in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.